Marine insurance is the earliest well-developed kind of insurance, with origins in the Greek and Roman marine loan. It is the oldest risk-hedging instruments ancestors used to mitigate risk in medieval times for sea or marine loans and bill of exchange. As the time passes by, this industry became more famous, and many of the people that involved with the industry chose to buy the insurance so that they can secure their properties. And because of that, many of irresponsible people try to take advantages and do the fraud claim so that they can get their money using the wrong way.
The definition of fraudulent claim. A fraudulent claim in the context of insurance law has been described by as a fraudulent misrepresentation or misdescription of the circumstance under which the claim had arisen, or of the nature and extent of the damage done for which the claim for indemnity was made. There are four types of maritime fraud claim. First, bunkering fraud. Bunkering fraud is the single largest expenses in ships' daily operating cost may be gasoline. Second, cargo and document fraud. This fraud can come in many different forms. For example, the sale of cargoes that do not exist, fraudulent misrepresentation on cargo document, the attempt to illegally claim on letter of credit, fake letter of indemnity, and others. Third, port-related fraud. Port-related fraud is fraudster trying to use the call of a vessel to port as an opportunity to receive payment for services and products which has never been received. And lastly, blackmail fraud. The attack and impact is against the fear of reputational loss of a victim and a desire to not be in the spotlight.
Alright, now I want to talk about the Stasi. The House of Law on 18 January 2001 delivered in a long-awaited decision in Manifest Shipping Co. Limited was Uniprori Shipping Co. Limited, the Stasi. So the case there were two crucial issues. One relatively settled and one persistently controversial. The settled issue is the effect of the vessel being sent to sea in unseaworthy condition, and the disputed issue is the continuity of a multiple phase. Okay, in the case of the ship of the Stasi, there was emergency fire pump was found in January 1990. During repair, the ship engineer cut a suction pipe passing through a perfect balance tank to a non-reliable valve in the shipping site. So this pipe was never repaired before, and this impacts the ship seaworthiness because the fire was within in the engine room and it causes constructive total loss. On the issue of the insured property, the case of the insurer was based on what had happened in the previous year to the Centaurus and the Costera ship, and what the insurer would have learned from the previous fire. Then, due to this issue of the property, it relies on Section 39(5) of the Marine Insurance Act of 1906. Next, the first defense was vessel being unseaworthy. This was felt as the master was found to be completely incompetent because he is not qualified to operate the firefight equipment. Okay, any reason that made by the argument, which part of the underwriter argument was that the vessel was unseaworthy because of the speed section line, and it caused natural when the balance tank was empty when the vessel was filled, and the rendering the emergency fire pump useless. Based on this situation, insurer was in breach of its duty of utmost good faith under Section 17 of the Act.
The Game Boy is the name of the vessel that was moored afloat at the average shipyard in Greece. An explosive device was detonated at a point approximately 50 cm below the waterline on the port side in way of the midship section of the hull. The explosion applicable on Wednesday, 13 January 1999 at some time between 0145 and 0200 hours. The damage caused the vessel to lease to starboard and partially to sink. The defender, which is the insured, has requested the insurer to be liable for damages of loss, which is $1.8 million but were denied $50,000 in damages. The insurer seeks a declaration that the contract of the insurer has been validly voided. In the Game Boy 2004, prior to the termination of the contract with the ship's insurance, several guarantees were made. The court decision in Eagle Star Insurance Company Limited versus Games Video Company. The Game Boy 2004 confirms that a claim that assured made material misrepresentation as to the value of the vessel is an overclaim situation. The assured made a false statement to the insurer in the hope of getting a quick payment. The case insured floating casino involved in $1.8, but it actually cost only 10% of that amount. Justice Simon held that the bill was lost on the basis of fraudulent claims.
Next is the case of Agapitos versus Agnew and others. The claimant, Mr. Constantinos Agapitos, is the successor in title of his father, Mr. Lonis Agapitos, who was the owner of the vessel at the time of the casualty. The claimants were seeking recover damage from the hull underwriters of the vessel Aegean, which became a total loss following a fire on board on 19 February 1996. On 19 February, sparks from hot work being carried out nearby set fire to the furniture. The port authority ordered the vessel to be towed from the berth and beach at Atlanta Islet. The vessel was originally insured for 6 months from 9 August 1995 under a marine open cover issued by Lloyd and ILU underwriters to the brokers Gibbs Hadley Cooper. Underwriters argue that the hot works had commenced without the approval of the LSA surveyor. Then they also mentioned that the workmen immediately being witnessed after the being victim casualty established that the assured ship owners had lied about the date of the commencement of hot works. In particular, the insurers argued that the assured fraudulently misrepresented after litigation commenced that no hot works had started before the 12th February. They therefore sought to amend their pleadings to include also the defence of breach of the duty of utmost good faith under Section 17 of the Marine Insurance Act.
Now we go through for the analysis of cases. For the first case, the Star Sea, Manifest Shipping Limited as owner of the Star Sea claim against the underwriters, Unipolaris Insurance Co. under an insurance contract for hull and machinery risk. The underwriters put forward defense under Section 39(5) and Section 17 of the Marine Insurance Act 1906. The court accepted that the Section 17 duty of utmost good faith continued to apply after the contract was originally concluded. It held that it ceased to apply once the parties were in litigation. Next, the second case, the Game Boy. The Game Boy is another case in which the owner had sought to insure their ships for $1.8 million, and the court said that its value was much less. The owners, to support this difference, used fraudulent documents to support their claim. And lastly, the Aegean. The judge commented that he saw great force in the submission made to the effect that once litigation was underway, it would be inappropriate to seek to draw any distinction between the common law duty in respect of fraudulent claim and the Section 17 duty of utmost good faith. Next, we are looking for the impact of the fraudulent claim. Based on the three cases, the first impact is the subject matter of insurance could be lost or damaged. For example, in the case the cargo insurance, the assured also could load his cargo on the phantom ship which end up disappearing to an unknown destination. The second impact is the cost of insurance to consumers continues to grow. Most carriers can only estimate what they have to claim that are discovered to be fraudulent. And lastly, the damage for the late payment of insurance claim. It is precisely in such circumstances that the effect of the thief or fire on the business has an impact on credit and makes it difficult or expensive for the insured to raise money pending payment by the insurer.
Recommendations. So we recommend 3 ways to overcome this problem, which are: first, public education about insurance fraud. Insurers must train their staff in identifying the red flags of insurance fraud schemes to avoid it in the first place. Next, by holding the training courses and obligating the staff to attend the training courses, it will also help the workers to sort them out well in time and would know more about the scams and can avoid it. Second, by setting up special investigating units. These are people with field of expertise as investigators handle the investigations of the suspect cases. This helps in qualitative investigations and keeps the focus of the employees on day-to-day normal cases. By having these units, it will help the insurance company to prepare themselves to face the fraudsters. And the last is by applying aggressive criminal prosecutions. Business owners should advise employees that submitting false insurance claims can be a criminal offense. If their workers or their clients still being stubborn, the aggressive criminal prosecutions, including fines, probation, restitution, and jail time, may be imposed on offenders convicting the insurance fraud. Conclusion. As conclusion, it is undeniable that fraudulent claims have always existed in the insurance market. This has created complex problems not only for the insurers but also for the honest assureds who have often paid the price of the fraudulent behavior by an increase in their premium payments. We hope that the number of fraud claims will decrease sooner or later. That's all from us. Thank you.